Hello, everyone. My name is John Bruce, sixth grade teacher at Glendale Middle School, and today I'm going to show you how to find and use the 2.0 version of Apple Classroom. First of all, how do you find the icon? Well, you can either simply scroll till you find it, which I just saw here. It looks like this icon. If I press and hold, you see I'm going to move it down into my lower bar, the dock there, and click the home button. If you press and hold any icon, I'm sure you know, you can, till it wiggles, and you can move it around and make folders and move them into other spots. So that's what I did there. If you can't find it that way, if you just sort of drag between the icons and then you can type in Classroom, you can already see it was there though, and tap it, and that's another way to get to it. So I'm going to tap and open the icon. This is what the 2.0 version looks like. It looks different with the 1.0 version. You kind of see classes like this. Since we're in a middle school here, it's set up in periods, and we have A, B schedules, so that's why I have different sections. But if it's elementary, probably just see one or maybe two sections there, interventions or something. So if I tap on a classroom, I'm going to just tap on my science period 3A, and you can see that I have some students that they're logged in, but their displays are off, and they show up kind of colored. And there's other ones like this one here who's got theirs locked and air secure, the SV194229, and so on. Normally, when my class is in session, you'd be able to see what app they're in, like this one, the SV person down here is an Air Secure. And if I wanted to see what's on their screen, I can tap the screen button and it shows me, or I can just tap, if I want to see it closer, I can tap and look at their screen and see, oh, they're getting ready to Sage test and their iPad is locked at this time. Or they just didn't get out of that screen. Doesn't look like it's locked. Okay, so what if I want to lock iPads? Well, I would go up to the top bar where there's open, navigate, lock, mute, screens, group. I'm going to turn the screens off and just go back to the apps. And if I want to lock them all, I click lock, and all 7 iPads that are viewable right now lock. Normally be the whole class as long as they're logged in and they're not in the locked mode like with the home screen locked or anything like that. So if I click done, they're all locked, and you can see the icons below there, the words below the icons like AG 200 251 says locked and all that. So I want to unlock them, so I'm going to go back up there and I'm going to unlock the iPads. What if I want them to open Air Secure all at once? So if I go to the little A sign, and if you look at the bottom here to the toggle, I'm going to toggle it to green so it says lock app after opening at the bottom right hand corner. And maybe I want them to go to, how about to explain everything. So I'm going to tap explain everything there. And now once the student opens their iPad and unlocks it, it'll take them directly to there, and it will lock them into that app. And they cannot click out of it until you override it for them. And you can override it as a classroom, or you can override it as an individual. So I'm going to click cancel here since no one's opening up their iPads. And so say if I want to unlock an individual, I just click this and then just click the lock unlock button there. Or if I just wanted this one person just to go to explain everything, I could do the same thing here. Go to open, I can lock it and then explain everything, and they would be locked into that app. And so that's basically how to lock students in and out of apps, and how to use Apple Classroom. Now, you might notice I have these different groups here. I'm kind of jiggling this area. Here's all my kids, but I have some kids that are just in Air Secure. Can't see it on their iPads, but if they were to open them, they would be in the Sage window probably just forgot to click out of it after I unlock them, so it's still on their screens. These students are in, if they were to open their iPads and unlock them, they'd just see their home screen where they'd see all their apps and icons that go with that. And I see one student here who's in Notability, but their iPad is off, so I can't see their screen and see what's going on. It just shows up as this. So, but if they were to open their iPad, Notability would be the first thing, and unlock it, Notability would be the first thing that they saw. So those are the basic features there. There's also the mute button, which is new on the 2.0 version. So if I click mute, if that one that's in that group just muted. And so, but if I go to all 26, I can click mute and mute all the iPads if you suspect people are listening to things that they should not be. And also, how do I set up these groups here, you might be wondering? Like you see home screen, air secure test, Notability. Well, if I want to set up groups, I can click on the upper right-hand corner, select, and say I'm just going to select this bottom row of 3 iPads there. I'm going to click group, and maybe I'm going to say these students need to Sage test while other kids are doing some other quiet work, and then click done, and then that group will just be isolated there. So if I just want to lock those 3 students into Air Secure, I can click lock app and click Air Secure, and now just those 3 iPads you can see on this list here are going to lock. None of the other 26. So just 3 of the 26 there. The other 23 iPads, they'll be able to do what they're doing. But I can still view them from the all 26, just that group. But if I just want to look at that group, I can just toggle back and forth or switch back and forth between those 2 groups. So that's a nice feature. Or if kids are working on projects, you can group them and allow them to work like in groups, and you can kind of monitor them from afar. Another thing is the navigate button, which I don't use too much because you can take them to a place, but it doesn't really lock them in a location. It just guides them there, so you don't have to like maybe give them a link to type or a link to click even, or a URL to have to type if they're going to go to Safari, or if they you don't want them to search too much for an iBook, you can just take them right to the iBook. As long as it's in your list, you have to make sure you put it in your iBook list, so you have to kind of load it up on your iPad first, or iTunes U. If you want to take them to a course, then you can take them directly to that course. Now they can get out of it, but at least you know they got there to begin with. Then Safari, if you use Safari, you have to make sure that you put the link in your, or make a bookmark rather, or in your favorites, or I'm not sure if you can make a home page button for that, but you need to mark it somehow. And if you're not sure how to do that, I'll show you that real quick. Just go to Safari, and say if I just want a Power Teacher link, put it in bookmarks, click the up arrow or the sharrow, and then you can see right down here, add to favorites, add bookmarks, add to home screen. If I want to make a home screen button, I tap that, click add, and it should pop up somewhere here. And probably on the last page. I made a Glendale one, but I'm not seeing the Power. Oh, there it is, Power School, right next to it. So that's how you would do that. Go back to this, and when you are done, or if you want to switch, you click End Class, and then you can go back and check out other classes. And if you ever happen to be having issues with this, like we have blank screens or it just doesn't seem to be working properly, if you double click your home screen button, swipe up and make it go away, that's your first attempt, and usually it'll pop back up. If that doesn't work, which sometimes it doesn't, you would go back to your home screen button. Sounds like I'm saying scream, doesn't it? Home screen button. There we go. And you would just press and hold the icon until it wiggled and jiggled, and then you'd close it or exit and delete it. And now you'd click the home screen button again, and you would go back to self-service and reload the app. did I just pass it? There it is. Okay, so I'd go back down here into Classroom, or if I can't see it on this page, just type in class, and there it is. And reinstall and reinstall. And if for some reason it doesn't install properly, check your internet login button. Maybe it wasn't logged in all the way. So that could be an issue with self-service, I have come to find. So now if I go back somewhere in here, I should see my, oh, there it is. It's just loading. So I'm going to click it, and I'm going to move it back down here and click my home screen button, and there you go. So that is the basics. Oh, then you have to kind of go back through here. That's the basics of how to use and do some simple problem solving, troubleshooting if you're having issues with the Apple Classroom app. Thank you.